I represent All About Creations, and today I want to show us how to make a butterfly sleeve or a full circle sleeve. There are different ways by which we can draft our full circle sleeve, but regardless of the method you use, we will all arrive at the same end point. For the first method, I'll be making use of the full circle drafting, while the second method will be making use of the slash and spread technique. Slash and spread technique is a method by which we will add fullness to our fabrics. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel. Let's move to the cutting table. For the first method, I'll be making use of the full circle flare. I have a detailed video on how to cut a full circle on my channel. Do well to check the link in the description box. The length of the sleeve I want here is 13 inches. I will add 1 inch as my seam allowance, and altogether I will have 14 inches. I will go ahead to measure the 14 inches we just mentioned now. I will measure it twice, just like we did when we were cutting full circle. The next thing to do here is to fold along the length and then along the width. I will measure 14 inches round, just like we did when we wanted to cut our circle flare. I will connect the points together and then cut. I will not be notching it at the center here. I'll put the notch here and then here. At the center here, let me just put a sign here before opening it up. This is a very stretchy fabric, so you need to be extra careful. So what I did was to connect from this center to that notch. I'm going to be cutting the armhole here. If I should cut it round to on both sides, it will affect the length of my sleeve. My armhole round is 9.5 times 2, that will give us 19 inches. I'm going to divide that 19 inches by 6.28. That armhole round will serve as the circumference of our circle in this case. Dividing it by 6.28, which is the parameter for finding the radius of a circle, I have 3.025. So I'm going to be using 3. From this center, I'm going to measure 3 inches. I will measure another 3 inches and put a mark. The first 3 inches that I marked will serve as the center of our new circle. So these 3 inches, I'll go around it. What I did was, from this center, I marked the radius, which is 3 inches. I marked another 3 inches. So the first 3 inches mark will serve as the center of my new circle. So from that 3 inches, I measure 3 inches round. So I'm going to be joining these small points. So I hope you can see that new circle. I will try to cut along that smaller circle that we just made. There is no hard and fast rule as to how you can cut it. Just use your discretion. This will differentiate between the side that will be joined to the armpit area and the one that will be joined to the shoulder. I'm attaching the sleeve to the dress using an office pin. I will notch it here. So here is the outcome. Can you see? This is how it will now look. Let me know in the comment section if you will be interested in having a video tutorial on how to make this overlapped dress. I already have a basic long sleeve that I have drafted in my previous video. The link is in the description box. So I'll be adapting that basic long sleeve to a short sleeve, which is the length of my circle flare sleeve, and that is what I'll be using for this draft. We already know that this sleeve is on fold, so I'll divide it into two. This is the center and is on fold. So for this, I'm going to be making use of slash and spread technique. I'm drawing out some lines on my cutout sleeve, and there is no hard and fast rule as to the number of lines I need to draw. I don't want any fullness on the shoulder, so I'll cut the line, but I won't cut it all through. I've slashed it. I will now be spreading it. If peradventure you make a mistake of cutting through, you can still hold it with a masking tape. Now let's spread. So this is the center. We are going to be spreading it. The level at which you spread is totally dependent on you. Spread, I can choose to still spread the more. It all depends on the volume of fabric I have. And you can see that I actually spread it at the center. There is no hard and fast rule whether to use a curved ruler or not. I'm done cutting it, so I'm going to be removing the paper. Can you see that it looks exactly like the one we cut earlier? This is the place that will be joined to the shoulder, and this is the armhole area. If you have stayed up to this point, I want to tell you that I appreciate you so much. It means a lot to me. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you are already subscribed, just hit the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I drop a new video.